It's a very serious game that we're in. I don't know if that music
Yep,
is.
I think you chose the wrong casters for this
That's
game.
right. That is. I can agree to that.
So obviously, as Tsunami and the panel kind of touched on, Huskar is the pick of the game.
Yeah.
And it was picked, I think, in the second phase, right? It wasn't like the last pick Huskar. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. I mean, I believe in this hero a lot. NA has been a huge fan of Huskar since I don't know the Ags build was the thing where you've got the taunt on the Huskar ulti, but I mean it's a weird draft on both sides. Like we also have Storm on Gaming Gladiators. This is a hero that's completely fallen off. 42% win rate in pro level pubs. You really cannot zip as far as you used to be able to.
Yep.
Because of the null talisman changes. You've got the IO to buff the mana of Storm in this case. But it's like you really can't do those long-range zips anymore without like some massive item advantage or an Arcaner. And they do have the CM as well, so it's like Gaming are trying to make the hero work. There are great heroes to jump in the backlines. You got Zeus, you got Wyvern on Team Secret. But they've also got the Huskar, so the timings of this game are going to be a little different from what we've seen on this patch previously.
Yeah, I'm excited. Arctic Burn from Puppey, getting some help from Chrysalis for these runes. And looks like Chrysalis does end up taking that bounty rune, but Boom in the meantime. Okay, Chrysalis actually gets first blood on the other side, and Boom completely trashed in the mid lane so far. Very little HP to work with, but at the very least he'll survive. But first blood going the way of Secret, and the fact that I went to Chrysalis, get that nice juicy bracer ready to go.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal, because Huskar is all about hitting that armlet timing before... Like, once you have the armlet, I feel like there's like a 5 to 10 minute window where... It's just so hard to kill the Huskar unless you have a hard counter where, like, he's borderline unkillable, right? So definitely a great hero to get that first blood on.
And how fast do people Roche on Huskar these days?
Oh, man. I mean, I remember the jungle Huskar people were doing for a while, and it was like you'd go for a 7-minute Roshan. I mean, as soon as you get the armlet, you can solo it, right?
I mean, the problem is soloing against in the pro level is going to be pretty difficult because they're going to be aware in all likelihood that's happening.
Yeah. And you have Storm plus Night Stalker as Duraccio. Man, that's a massive double creep wave.
That's pretty juicy. And, yep, position 1 Dawnbreaker, so seeing a lot of cool heroes, actually. But talk to me about the CM, because we were talking about this pregame. I was picked relatively early.
I'm a believer.
Against the Beastmaster specifically, I would assume.
Yeah, I think the CM is a great counter to Beast because you can go for Frostbite if he goes for a Boar build, so you basically eliminate that build. It's a hard counter in that sense. And if you pair CM with any other kill hero, which Dawnbreaker is one of those, if he goes axes, you can actually kill him because you're never gonna play to out harass a Beastmaster. Nothing really out harasses Beastmaster currently, but CM can actually like kill him. Like Jug CM was another thing people were picking. PA CM.
Jug CM is an old Dota 1.
Yeah, that's a
combo.
classic.
That's as old school as it gets.
That's because there were no other heroes in the game.
That's probably true. Dragon Tail in the mid lane. You can see 11-1 CS for Boom right now versus the 8-2 on Nisha. So Boom at least has kind of come back in the lane after the very rough start.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive from him. So he's like 10% HP, 1 Arc Lightning away from dying, and now he's topping CS. That's very impressive. Just great laning from him. I don't think DK does particularly like poorly against Storm either. It just seems like he's feeling himself in this game.
You kind of talked about the Storm Spirit earlier. I just want to ask some questions about it. Storm Spirit has been nerfed to a point where you need to couple it with mana batteries, right? Which IO, Keeper of the Light are the 2 most common. Would you even consider CM a mana battery since it is just a passive and it's kind of slow?
Yeah, maybe like you're half of one. Like it'll speed up your farming on Storm, which gets you the items, which is the mana battery. As just a lot of harass being put out here.
Yep. Oh, nice separation there as Zayat ends up dropping to Tofu in the top lane. But this bottom lane is going to be really rough. Obviously, Night Stalker is going to struggle against a Huskar anyway. At the very least, he does have an IO to try to keep him alive, which so far has been working out decently. 13-2 on the CS, but you can see Huskar actually only 14-2, so pretty much even for CS in the bot lane. But obviously, the harassment battle is winning on the Secret side.
I would wager that probably has Ice Ice Ice.
Yep, Starbreaker fully connects, but Durachio's not going to go any further.
Yeah, just forcing out that salve. But I would wager that the Huskar probably ends up out harassing an IO lane like eventually once he has enough points in Burning Spear. But with IO, it's hard to say because sometimes you're playing against a harass lane and IO is just like, yeah, well, I'm going to heal through it, whatever. Like my core is just going to sit here and farm. Once it hits nighttime, I think that Gaimin are more than happy in their bot lane. Mid, they're looking for that level 6 on Nisha. They want to get that dragon form and put out some harass on the tower.
Yep, as Nisha's pushing in. Level 5 DK, so once he gets that level 6, it's going to be very important in pushing these towers. Top lane, getting the Arc Lightning spam come out from Zayats. And talk to me about the Zeus this game. Like, what purpose does it serve?
You know, with Zeus, I honestly feel like people just think that it's like a generally good hero. Like the Heavenly Jump is an ability that lets you actually be a support, and then you get this support that can like walk around and deward everything for free. You know, your damage dealer in the late game. You've got the DK stun to set up for all of like Zeus's damage. Ooh,
he has another Mango, but does he have the range for the Frostbite? Yes. Oh, Fairy Fire keeps Zayats alive about a second longer. Ends up being a waste of gold, but Tofu getting credit for that one. I believe that is his second kill of the game. Indeed it is. So off to a very good start for him specifically. In fact, the only 2 kills from Gaimin are on that CM so far.
You know, in my experience, the Zeus as a 4 really doesn't like playing into these like super strong lanes. It just feels useless. Like you just feed, you don't put out enough harass. I think Gaimin has this opener CM plus Dawnbreaker. Like the reason this opener is so strong is because obviously Dawnbreaker can be played in any role.
Right.
But then the CM paired with it also in either the 4 or 5 position is going to be an incredible lane. They're being very aggressive up here too. Like you can see the positioning from both Tofu and Durachio. They are not letting them come up at all.
Yep, Nisha continuing the spam here. And Boom's going to return the favor. We do see Ice 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 drop. So Durachio, you're talking about this combo. It is, I mean, to be fair, Dawnbreaker does have a lot of really hard lanes. Like when playing against her, you just basically need any slow, and it's just a guaranteed Starbreaker most of the time.
Yeah, now imagine that with a hero that's also pumping mana into her.
Yeah.
And a hero with the slow, and a hero with that root that is also doing very solid early game damage. Gaming Gladiators are trying to make up for this by doing a rotation.
Yep, Ace getting really low, but here's the gank from Boom. Cold Embrace keeps Christos alive a little bit longer, and the Berserker's Blood doing a decent work, but the Remnant from Boom ends up being enough. So a good gank there from Gaming Gladiators. Top lane, Zayat gets dropped as Durachio continuing his absolute onslaught in this top lane. Ice 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 only able to get off the axes, but gets frostbit. There's a buyback onto Zeus, actually, as Durachio and company. I mean, I would assume they find this, and they do with the hammer, so Zayat ends up... I mean, is he actually going to get a kill here?
Yeah, he got it. Oh.
The Fairy Fire keeps him alive. Durachio wants to actually go for Zayat to get that die back. But now Durachio, it might cost him his life. But you can see no mana left from Zayat, and that is going to be... Oh, not quite in range to get off another right click. But still, that that was a weird buyback.
Dude, what an insane sequence of events. I've seen Zayat do this in quite a few games, these early buybacks. He seems to just inherently think that they're like strong and underutilized, but I think most of the times we've seen him do it, it's been one of those moments where it's like he goes in and nothing really happens. But Gaming Gladiators, they're whoever had the presence of mind to see that he was totally out of mana and then to go back on him was very impressive.
Yeah, that's Puppy in that Arctic Burn with Nisha Dragon form. Is that going to be enough slow to get off a Dragon Tail is the question. No. I mean, if he ended up getting that kill in the top lane onto the Dawnbreaker, obviously would have been worth it.
Oh,
it was
for sure.
Quite close.
Yeah.
This Puppy looks like he'll just TP out. And Ice Ice Ice, level 5 in the top lane. You can see his net worth struggling just a bit. I'm going to see the replay now as Tofu just barely able to get away. Expends a lot of his resources to take out that pesky boar.
Like he sees, okay, either he's insane or he sees that he has enough mana for a single Arc Lightning, and that he knows that that's not enough to kill him. Which I would imagine, because it's Dyrachyo, he's calculating that.
Yeah, he's got his calculator out.
He's got that calculator ready to go.
Should mention,
crazy.
It's probably the only tier 1 item that we'll ever mention when there's a Storm Spirit in the game.
That would be the
matters.
Trinket, yeah.
He did pick it up.
Yeah.
So that is very important. How long do they keep these for these days? Like till the tier 3s come? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe even tier 4. I mean, this is the only source of... Oh, yo, the Scientist. Oh, man, that's going to be a dieback.
Yeah, well... I mean, is it really considered a dieback when it's that delayed?
Well, it's buyback death. Okay, I'll rephrase it.
Okay.
And they tip him, of course, which I can... Yeah, that would be the only gold spent on that buyback.
300 gold.
He is bottom of net worth as a result of that, it seems. As Dyrachyo steals farm from his mid-storm. By the way, I did want to talk about something. This entire Game and Gladiators draft, not only the mana batteries that we talked about, are heroes that enable the Storm. Like, Night Stalker plus Storm is also a pretty classic combo because you give him the vision to, in good faith, zip on like the right heroes, knowing that he's not going to get disabled. And they have the Dawnbreaker to come in on the Storm zips, as we're seeing here.
Solar Guardian. Roar is there, though, but it's going to be to no avail. Although, Nisha is here, gets off the Dragon Tail with Puppey coming in as well. Looks like Tofu might be able to get out. The Boar is pursuing him, but Dyrachyo is the real focus. He is the juicy position 1 Dawnbreaker, able to hammer to the other side of the trees, though. And if they can both get out, which it looks like they will, that is pretty big. And you can see the reinforcements have come. Boom, focusing on Puppey now, as Dyrachyo has still stuck around for that hammer. Actually nets himself the kill. So 2K lead Game and Gladiators. And remember, Secret got first blood this game. And Game and Gladiators have just run off 9 straight kills.
And Boom also started the game at 10% HP.
Yeah.
So he used, if he had any tangos, they were all gone by the time the lane started, basically.
Yeah, if you look at the mid, the net worth is just flat even.
Right.
Ooh,
that was a long jump.
Yeah. Love the physical attributes of Zeus. Of course, he is a god, so should be able to traverse terrain every now and then.
It's like a kangaroo. They jump far, don't they?
That would be a good cosmetic for Zeus, I think.
Kangaroo cosmetic. Yeah. I think the Australians would be very offended.
Here we go, watching that. Yep, and then he just teleports. You can see the redirection of the auto attack.
Very, very strange.
Yeah, the auto attack just bounces right off the rock. Actually, that's more realistic than anything.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Zeus should be immune to Storm anyway because he's a lightning god.
That's true. He's quite impotent versus the regular Zeus that we've heard so much about.
I don't know if impotent is the word.
I think it is.
Okay, because I've...
Yep. Chrysalis has his armlet to go along with the bracer that he picked up really early game. Is going for the casual Sange into BKB. The question is, will he turn that into a... I mean, Halbert's not very good this game. But what else would you turn the Sange into for a Huskar?
I think just even a casual Sange is fine. Just the amplification to Berserker's Blood is enough. Like, I've even seen people go multiple Sanges.
Life break, yep. Attempted TP from Ace, but the Centaur Stomp is there from Ice Ice Ice. Nicely done.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, you kill a Night Stalker during the daytime. Game and Gladiators probably aren't feeling that bad about that.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that that probably is the tower they want to take next. So it is kind of a place that they want to pressure, but they weren't really making any like big effort to, you know, put a bunch of heroes down there. And Ice, like, he rotates down here to dodge Tofu. Tofu just follows him so he can use Frostbite on this creep. Tofu's being a real pain in the ass for Ice here. Like, he knows what his purpose is in this game, and that's to counter the beast.
Poor Centaur. Poor boy. Stuck in another time.
It's so worth it to do that, as goofy as it is. You just follow the beast around a CM, and his life feels like hell.
Yep, Secret with the smoke. But the zip into the pit just to look to see if there's a Roshan, but instead he'll find a Dragon Knight, and they actually have the damage. Celery not able to get off the relocate to save Storm, but instead will likely just solo die. So nice job from Secret. They get a little stack action as well. Just looking for the instant Dragon Tail. I don't think anybody is close enough to tether to. So Celery will drop. Auto attack is coming. There it is.
Oh boy.
Pretty close.
Yeah, Boom was feeling a little overconfident there. I believe he had a lane ward, so he had felt like there wasn't really any threat of somebody else being there. And of course, Zayats has gone down a couple of times in a similar situation where he has actually been on his own. So he's been kind of Pavlov's dogged into thinking that it's like, Zayats is alone, you know? Yeah, he just goes for the zip, and he's like, oh, there he is again, totally on his own. All of a sudden, 2 dragons fly down from the hill. There's some Game of Thrones shit happening here.
I don't think Wyvern is technically a dragon.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that.
It's an elder worm, which apparently is different.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is.
And a
exactly.
human in the anime as well.
Yeah, she reads books.
Yeah, that was for all the furries out there. Or the non-furries, I suppose.
Okay, sure. That's right, because it was human.
Because it was a dragon.
That's for all the humans.
The furries were like, all right. And then the humans are like,
Yeah, Nisha obviously had the Blink Dagger in that last engagement. Is Chrysalis, I mean, what's the go time for Secret? How badly do they need this Roshan? It's Ice. It's going to be the target for Gaming Gladiators. Smoke gets off the roar, but you can see Boom still with plenty of mana to go. We'll get the easy kill.
He's doing such a good job at not breaking the tether. I know it's such a silly thing to say, but it is a lot easier than it looks to run in and break the tether, especially when you're going for these ganks where, like, obviously you can't control where the enemy team runs, right? And if they run away from your IO, well, you know, you're gonna break the tether. But they've been keeping that tether up, and I think with that
oh god, that feels good.
Yeah, that's nice. Nobody can come in and steal it. So yeah, he will get all of these.
And he has the Echo Saber and just the casual Blightstone. Looks like he's just going to go straight BKB into Shard before potentially going for the Deso.
This man is efficient. Dude, what is he sending out? Is he being greedy? Oh, he's sending out the Shard. Okay.
So he actually went the Mithril Hammer into Shard. Interesting. So not feeling the BKB is 100% needed right now. Perhaps feeling that their lead is decently substantial.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Does the Shard? So it's just the magic immunity and free movement during Starbreaker.
Yep, quite good. Ice. Oh, nice curse comes out, but the Solar Guardian connects. He's going to beat the shit out of Boom for now, who zips out to safety. There's the Starbreaker that finishes off Ice, but Chrysalis has come to play. And it looks like, no save from Celery. That was about a half second off. So they'll find the Dawnbreaker.
I think he's probably regretting not getting the BKB now. Because if he BKB'd and ulted in, then he's not going to get caught by the curse.
Yep, that's true.
Bit of greed on the itemization being punished there.
So perhaps they're going to play a little bit more chill until that BKB comes.
Because I think that the magic immunity during Starbreaker is like you can be more active on a lower cooldown because you have the magic. You're confident that outside of this small amount of magic immunity, you're not going to die. As we get to see the curse coming out, and then he immediately, you know, Dawnbreaker ults into the taunt, which delays for enough that he kind of has to overcommit. And, you know, surrounded by 4 heroes, obviously he goes down.
Very close, though, to being saved.
Yeah, they're feeling pretty good about that one.
Yep, but they are down 2K. And Chrysalis, as we said, working on the BKB. And, I mean, my question is when he's going to go into the pit. I mean, in terms of scouting, they have, obviously, we've seen Storm Spirit zip in and out. And then Night Stalker with the high ground. Oh, Chrysalis gets killed by Boom. That is rough.
That was just a zip with the ward.
They will suffer.
Wow. That's, I mean, that's Huskar for you. You have to be really careful.
That sets him back quite a bit. And now we have a BKB onto Ace, who haven't really seen much of. Still with another couple minutes of nighttime. We'll see if Gaming Gladiators want to push the envelope here. I mean, in terms of them taking Roche, they don't have a good Roche. They can't really deny it. At least not yet from Secret.
Yeah. It's like probably the best Roche taker is like Duraccio. Once he gets the Desolator, then he's amping his team up to take Roche. Other than that, I mean, Night Stalker right-clicks pretty quickly, but nothing that good.
He actually dropped the Fairy Trinket, by the way.
What? He did?
Believe it or not. And actually, they're going to go for the Roche attempt. So this might be a bit unexpected from Secret, and maybe even for Gaming Gladiator, because they actually just abandon it to potentially try and get a kill. Nisha, oh, looks like they're going to go for the Wyvern first, delete him off the map. Nisha pops the BKB, but he's only in human form. And with a 5k lead from Gaming Gladiators, just starting to run away with this thing.
Boom does not have enough mana to zip in.
Yep, Ice. He has the Roar. He's going to have to expend on the BKB target. Storm Spirit getting really low. Solar Guardian comes in, though, not able to connect on anybody. Storm Spirit looks like Boom is finally going to drop to that Arc Lightning, but it's going to be at a cost of Crystallis and basically the rest of Secret. Triple kill for Dyrachyo. The only person alive is Nisha's Dragon Knight.
With no BKB, so he's got to be real careful. Although they're looking for a cheeky play here on this ward that they have. Maybe a Winter's Curse on the IO or something. But Gaimin seems to... Do they seem to know? Tofu? He's kind of tanky, man.
Yeah, I thought they might try to go into the Roche pit, but the death timers are not super high.
Yeah, at this point, it's like you're guaranteeing a Roche fight, and into a Wyvern, that doesn't really feel that good. You never... Yeah. Neither side really wants to like hard commit to Roche. I think either side, if they're getting their ass beat by Roche and then also enemy team comes in, like it's not going to be good for them.
Dyrachyo gets that BKB, reassembles the Echo Saber, and is now going Deso. So kind of cookie cutter for what we've been seeing from position 1 Dawnbreakers.
No Mage Slayer. We have seen a few Mage Slayers.
You keep saying that, and every game I've cast has not been.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems to be trending back towards the reassembling of the Echo Saber.
Spirit Vessel, by the way, on CM, first time this patch.
Yeah, and he's so tanky. Like with this item, we saw that Nisha was considering going on Tofu, and then you see the HP bars, and it's like, well, shit.
Right, this is what Secret needs. There is a scan though, so they know that this is happening. But Roche is falling, half HP. But Gaming Gladiators are in decent position to try to contest. But obviously the Hawk is going to give a lot of vision. But the smoke's still active. But Roshan is going to be taken. So Crystallis gets the Aegis. Obviously the panel talked about this, that Huskar, one of these heroes that kind of needs to take advantage of this Roche. Kind of snowball in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, right there we saw the advantage of being Radiant with any of these Roche-taking heroes. As Gaming Gladiators, they look like they maybe want to fight this despite the Aegis.
Yeah, but Puppey, he's got his curse ready. Nisha's going to start it off with that Dragon Tail, so Tofu's going to be the casualty. Actually pops his ult and dies about a split second later. Going to turn into a tier 1 tower for Secret.
This is a great timing from Secret. They feel really confident to run around the map. They could maybe even, push out this top lane and head for the tier 2 now that they've taken the top area. And like I was saying, the advantage of Radiant is that you want to play this top jungle anyway.
Okay, Puppey gets dropped by Dyrachyo's ult, but the Dragon Tail is there onto the Storm Spear. Celery with the heal bomb, and the Dawnbreaker just doing such massive damage. Nisha pops that BKB, and remember, they don't have their Huskar even remotely near them right now. Boom, getting quite low, but zips to safety. Nisha, now that the BKB is down, Dyrachyo's able to... Oh, the curse just saves him! Crystallis gonna try to follow this up with some damage with a BKB pop from Dyrachyo, and Ace has one of his own. Crystallis getting focused. Remember, this is just the Aegis, though. And this is a disastrous fight for Secret. Crystallis now at full HP. See if they can kite him. Puppey, he's going to drop to that Spirit Vessel, and Crystallis left all alone. But he is kind of a scary beast to go against. And still with that BKB available. Maybe they're trying to bait that in. Crystallis gets jumped on. Still waiting to use that BKB. Frostbite. Nisha, he's going to get the Dragon Tail, and there's the Life Break, but they delete Huskar off the face of the map, and Secret have just all died. Gaming Gladiators getting everything out of this. Ice just recently spawned, and he might die as well. The dominoes are falling. Double kill for Boom, and Gaming Gladiators have taken firm control of this game.
That was just an insane last couple of minutes from Gaming. Like, first off, they punished this TP towards top lane, which I would say is actually a pretty normal TP, where, like, Secret had the Aegis, and they wanted to push the top lane in. But Gaming, they go for these pickoffs right at the start of the fight, so by the time Crystallis shows up, Puppey's died backed, and then they wonderfully kited his BKB here, where they were kind of poking, but not committing enough into him.
And he never used it either.
Yeah, because they didn't commit until the point that they knew they could kill him, even when he does press the BKB. Because at that point, even if he BKBs, he's dead anyway, right? Yeah. So it's just all of Gaiman understanding and being on the same page that they don't want to hard commit to this guy at 100% HP, even though they had the player advantage. So amazing calls from them, and just great synergy, being on that same page, knowing that that's how they all wanted to play the fight. Because if one guy goes in and it's too early, they die, and that fight could actually be turned. Crystallis is pretty damn strong right now.
And that extends their lead to 12K. There's now even more catch on the side of Gaiman with that Blink Dagger on Dyrachyo. Any items from Secret that will potentially turn the game? I mean, from the Beastmaster side, he has Helm of the Overlord. He's had that for quite a while, I think. The DK with the BKB Blink is going Ag, so not too far away.
That's not hugely impactful, maybe until like later on in the game. It can. I mean, it gives you some high skill cap of like you can do, you know, fly over things and survive and kite out without having to use the BKB for longer. I mean, I thought the Huskar BKB was this biggest timing, but Secret, they've kind of missed it a bit. I mean, I still think that they're obviously very strong, because has he even used it once? He's not used the BKB once. So like they still need to use it, right? But the longer and longer this goes, the more it's kind of like, okay, well, obviously the moment you grab the BKB, you're the strongest, right? So
I mean, there was definitely some miscommunication, because Crystallis, after getting the Aegis, ended up TPing top to push out the wave, and that's when Secret took a fight. They chose to take that fight.
Gaiman zipped in, like they punished that very quickly, which I think was very good. That's one of those things where Secret, they're gonna look at this replay after and say, okay, either we don't TP Crystallis, or we all get out quicker and we respect the jump of, you know, Storm Night Stalker, Dawnbreaker. These heroes obviously very capable of jumping your heroes if somebody TPs away very quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing how one decision like that can be punished so hard. Like, obviously, Gaiman, they had the lead, but there wasn't anything like this. That's what started the dominoes kind of falling.
Yeah, they made
that, like,
them
3-minute exchange that they had.
Yeah.
So it looks like a Lincoln Sphere is what Dyrachyo wants to go for. Okay, so trying to avoid the Beastmaster Roar, the Dragon Tail,
Winter's Curse.
Life Break, Winter's Curse.
Yeah. Honestly, it's crazy to say this, because all those abilities we mentioned are very important for Lincoln's, but this is like the Huskar Ags counter, because this thing pierces through BKB, the Huskar Ags taunt, and it's one of those things when Huskar was very popular, it felt like there was no, you can't even blink away from it. Like, it follows you. So if you don't want to die to him, you legit need a Lincoln Sphere. You can't Lotus it, because then you just...
Eon Disc would be the best, but not for a position 1.
Well, even the Eon Disc is like, he still builds up the spear stacks when he jumps you, so...
Well, Ace, he has the Lincoln supply. It's going to be popped immediately. Looking for Puppey, potentially. I think that's their first target for sure. He gets zipped on Solar Guardian, and he does get the curse off, while Ace is just beating the crap out of Zeus, but you can see the roar comes through, and Ace is going to drop, but staying alive with that Essence Ring, getting healed up pretty highly now. As Huskar attempting to chase, but 2 members of Secret have already died, and Crystallis just getting kited with that BKB. They're going to zip back in, and this is a disaster again. Tofu gets off a decent ult, and 4 dead for Secret, making a full team wipe, and Gaiman Gladiators are all alive.
You know, one underrated thing about Dawnbreaker is definitely the like Luminosity team heal. We could see that it kept Ace alive barely long enough so that he could use the Essence Ring, and then he immediately ate a creep with his Aghanim Shard.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah,
okay.
So he healed.
Cool.
So there were like 3 heals where he like debated himself, low HP. It's like, oh, you're gonna get me. Gets healed by the Dawnbreaker. You're gonna get me. He gets healed by the Essence Ring, and it baits Secret into this awful position going on him. Also lets his team finish off Puppey on the side as the jump almost kills Puppey.
Can you use the Night Stalker shard on Ancients?
Yes.
So
if it's nighttime.
Okay.
But I don't think he ate the Ancient here. I think he tried. And he might have just eaten a lane creep or something. Maybe he didn't even use it. Was that just the Dawnbreaker heal?
It seemed like quite a bit for a Dawnbreaker heal.
I mean, dude, when she's a core, bro, it actually heals a lot. They've buffed that number.
So they have Frostbite for Beastmaster's creeps. They have Night Stalker Shard for Beastmaster's creeps. That's pretty nice.
He's not having a very fun time this game, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's like Frostbite for the early game and then Hunter of the Night for the late game.
I mean, anytime you see him take over this, what is this stupid creep call? Oh, we're going to see Ace gets initiated on, pops that BKB, but Dyrachyo able to take out the backliner in the form of Puppey. Double kill for Dyrachyo now onto Zayat, so both supports dead. But Storm Spirit, very low on mana. Celery's there, though. Looks like he's going to be the focus now, but Crystallis is just getting beat down by Dyrachyo himself. Triple kill on the Dawnbreaker. Nisha is on the cliff. So trying to pull an Arteezy, but ends up dying instead of staying there the whole game. Ultra kill now. And that's another full team wipe. GGs are called. Wow. So Gaming Gladiators, after that one, after Secret got Roche,